Everybody, and thank you to all of the new subscribers. I'm so grateful that you're here. My name is Dylan James, and I'm a mindset coach that likes to specifically focus on relationships so that you can get the relationship that you deserve, the relationship that you desire, so that you can live your best life. And I saw a comment on my channel regarding flipping thoughts and why is it so difficult. So I want to go over this a bit more. And I talked about this in my video regarding how your mind works. So I'm going to review a few things here, and then we're going to go into why flipping your thoughts may be so difficult or why you may not be seeing any results with it. And then I'm also going to give you some tips as to what you can do once you figure it out. Because once you figure out how to do this, it becomes very, very, very easy. Like it is ridiculously easy. Okay. And you see results in how you're feeling and how you are perceiving the people around you very quickly. And you can cause I've caused massive shifts in the people around me so fast once I actually figured this out. Okay. But I just want to review a few things first. Okay. So we need to really understand how our subconscious mind works. Okay. So our subconscious, okay, I'm just imagining it's easiest to explain it like this, like a bubble graph. Okay. So this is your subconscious, okay? Your subconscious holds your emotional experiences. It also holds your beliefs and your self-concept. So let's go over these two things. Your emotional experiences, when you do not clear your emotions, okay? And this is why I've talked so much about repressed emotions. Then you get triggered back into your old state of being, okay? So if something comes up that even potentially looks like a previous experience, it triggers the emotional response within you, which automatically triggers you back into your lower state of being. Okay. So it's not that, let's explain this for a moment. Actually, it's not that you're getting different versions of people. And well, in a way, it's not like you're going into parallel realities is what I want to explain. It's not like you're going into parallel realities where there's a whole bunch of different versions of people. People have a state of consciousness that they're constantly fluctuating at. Okay. So when you get triggered, and if you unconsciously trigger somebody, and this is what's happening to a lot of people, you're unconsciously triggering your partners, okay, which is causing them to go into a lower self-concept, because once a negative emotion gets triggered in their unconscious mind, they automatically shift back into that version of themselves where those thoughts and those feelings are associated. Now, why is this important? Because wherever you are in an instantaneous moment in your subconscious mind instantly forms your conscious awareness, which includes your thoughts, focus, and behaviors. Okay, so when you trigger the people around you and you do this unconsciously, this is why you're going to get a different behavior or a different version of them, because you're literally unconsciously triggering them into a lower state. They're going into the subconscious mind is getting triggered. It's manifesting these emotions and unconscious thoughts, which are showing up as behaviors, okay? Hot and cold behaviors, whatever it is. So once you really figure out what I'm talking about here on my channel, you can actually look at your partner and understand what their limiting beliefs are and how they're getting triggered and stop triggering them so that you can maintain a consistent version of them where you two are harmonious. That's one important thing to understand. Okay, so now that we've talked about that, let's go into understanding the beliefs, the self-concept, and the emotions, and why it can be difficult to flip your thoughts, okay? So it is difficult to flip your thoughts because your thoughts are an instantaneous manifestation of where you are in your subconscious mind. Your conscious awareness, so what I'm saying, your conscious awareness right now, me, how I'm speaking, the behaviors that I have, the thought pattern that I have right now is an instantaneous manifestation of how I have programmed my subconscious mind. I don't have to try to speak or behave this way. This is how manifestation works. When you actually cause a change in your subconscious mind, it is not a trying process. Just like how the behaviors you're manifesting right now are just manifesting, it is a natural byproduct of where you are in your subconscious mind. It's not a trying thing. But this gets difficult with flipping your thoughts because your thoughts are an instantaneous manifestation of where you are in your subconscious mind. So if you really understand how your thoughts are formed, your thoughts are coming from your emotional state of being and your self-beliefs and your self-concept. So to try to change the thoughts that you're having you're trying to change a manifestation of something much deeper, and that's why it's not working, okay? I was trying to explain this in my video. It's actually really useful to have a coach or a therapist that really understands this, because it's going to be very difficult for you to observe your limitations and change them from your limitations. What do I mean by that? Your thoughts and who you are, the behaviors you're manifesting right now, are limited. They're instantaneously manifesting from wherever you are in your emotions and your belief in your self-concept. Okay, it's an instantaneous manifestation of your conscious awareness. To try to then observe your thoughts, you're trying to look at your thoughts and observe them from your limited space. So the reason why when you're flipping them, it's not working is because whatever you're flipping it to is not actually what's causing the thought. You have to actually identify what is the emotion that's going on here, okay? And what is the belief that I have about myself that is manifesting as my constant awareness and focus on this situation? Because the moment you actually heal the emotion and you change the belief in the self-concept, you're not going to focus on those circumstances anymore. You're not going to have those thoughts anymore. So you have to really identify what is actually going on. So let's say I keep on having thoughts of, let's say, like my person, I wonder who they're with. I wonder who they're texting. But then I'm like, oh man, I don't want to have these thoughts, because I know if I keep on thinking, who are they texting? Where are they doing? Then that's going to manifest negatively in my reality. So then you're trying to affirm in, they are texting me and only me. They're texting me and whatever it may be. They are only interested in me, or I trust them, or whatever it may be. Okay, it may work to a certain degree, but you have to see here, what is causing you to consistently manifest a focus on a worry of them texting somebody else? Where is that coming from? It has nothing to do with them. It's something much deeper, okay? So there could be an emotional component. It could be a feeling of not worthiness. It could be a feeling of insecurity. It could be a feeling of doubt. It could also be an experience that you've had that you haven't healed yet. Okay, so once you actually identify it, and you identify, oh, I'm manifesting thoughts of me continuing to focus on them potentially texting somebody else because I am insecure, or I am doubting that I am worthy of a relationship, or I don't believe I deserve love. Instead of trying to change the thoughts about them texting somebody else, you start to actually heal and affirm in a new belief that is, I am secure in myself. I am fully confident in myself. I'm knowing my worth. And the moment that you get those actual beliefs in place, then you're going to instantaneously manifest a new version of yourself, a new conscious awareness where those thoughts no longer occur. Now, this also transcends that circumstance, because you have to see, if you're worried about your person not texting you, that's not the only thing that you're going to worry about, right? So if you're worried about them not texting you, you're probably going to be worried about a whole bunch of other things that are going on. It's that belief is just manifesting as a focus onto this. And this is where people fall into another issue, because once they change a thought structure on something else, it manifests somewhere else, because you're not actually getting to the root of your problem. If you can actually identify the belief that is causing you to manifest these thoughts and behaviors, then the moment and the emotion that's holding that belief in place, then the moment you heal the emotion and you change the belief, you're no longer going to manifest any sort of insecure behavior. But you have to actually identify what's going on. And that's why I said it can be kind of difficult, because when you try to observe yourself, and if you have somebody that's coaching you or helping you in a therapeutic setting, and they're not able to actually identify what's going on, then changing these thoughts is just going to keep the cycle alive. So what do you do? All right, I told you I was going to give you some advice. How do you handle this? First thing is that you need to start practicing, just kind of, whether it's meditation or breath work, okay? It doesn't have to be this, but you need to start practicing, at the very least, observing yourself, observing your behaviors, observing your thoughts, and asking yourself, where is this actually coming from? Stop focusing on the physical, because you have to remember, your conscious focus, your thoughts, focus, and behaviors are an instant manifestation of where you are in your subconscious mind. So by observing your behaviors, by observing your thoughts, and by observing what your conscious awareness is constantly being drawn to, you can start to actually identify what's going on. It's going to be difficult, but you can do it, okay? The moment you identify it, you need to sit with whatever that emotion is and surrender to it, okay? So I'm feeling insecure and that makes me sad. Okay, I feel sad and that's fine. I'm not going to ignore this anymore. I accept it, I surrender it, I let it go. Then you also, at the same time, affirm in the belief that needs to come in place of this old belief that's not working for you. That is where you need to use an affirmation. And I recommend you do this right before you go to sleep, or get a really good affirmation track and listen to it while you're sleeping. That's the fastest way you can cause this change. Okay. So you just affirm it in. Once you can actually identify what is causing all of this focused behaviors and negative manifestations in your reality, you start to affirm in that new belief. Affirm it in, affirm it in, affirm it in. And you're going to notice once you actually get the right belief in, it's going to feel really good. Like you're going to affirm it for maybe 5 minutes, and then you're going to get a sense of relief. And then you're going to start to notice that your thoughts, your behaviors, and how you're perceiving your reality starts changing. Now let's talk about when you get signs, okay? Because what I believe signs are is showing you that your perception of reality is shifting, okay? So when we are perceiving our reality, think about it. Our mind is so strong that we can cause hallucinations to occur, right? So when you have a negative self-concept, you have bad beliefs, and you have repressed emotions, what you're doing is essentially hallucinating. You're consistently focusing on the very things that are alive within you. And because you are perceiving it that way, you're perceiving the people and the circumstances this way, and you're reacting to it that way, you're creating those situations. People could be doing whatever, and they're like, I'm sure you've probably experienced this, like, why does this person keep on doing this? Like, why is there so many issues? It's because you have a bad self-concept and like repressed emotions that are kind of causing you to hallucinate and observe reality from a skewed perception, okay? So when you start to experience signs, okay, what's happening is that you're shifting your perception, okay? And when you like focus on numbers or things like that, you're actually becoming aware that when you internally make a shift, your perception and how you're perceiving your reality starts to change. Now, the key here is to get your perception of reality and how reality is to line up, because this is where you have to take into account other people's limiting beliefs. You have to take into account whether or not you're triggering them or not. Because if you can truly understand what's going on, if you can form a good perception and you have a perception of understanding what's going on with other people, that is where your reality becomes malleable. Because now you have complete influence over it. You can't change something if you don't actually know what's going on. But once you know what's going on, changing it becomes so freaking easy. Okay? I hope this helped you. Thank you for my cool daddy hat. Thank you. Adam got it for me. He is here today, and I'm so excited to introduce you guys to Adam. He just went to the gym though. So that's why my background is different, because I'm at his house. But good morning, everybody. So yes, you need to actually be able to identify what's going on. This is where coaching is useful. If you want to book coaching, if you do coaching with somebody, it should be somebody that dives deep enough to help you actually identify what's going on. And you should get a plan that gives you from point A to point B what you need to do to cause those changes. It should not be horribly difficult. Yes, you may have some emotions that you need to deal with, but once you deal with those emotions and you shift your beliefs, you are going to instantaneously manifest the thoughts, focus, and behaviors that are in alignment with what you want to experience. And you're going to be able to become aware of what's going on, what's actually going on with the people around you. And you're going to be able to shift it. It does not make sense to, let's talk about this. Like the whole, everybody is you pushed out. If you are affirming something in, but somebody is coming in and you're getting hot and cold behavior and you're like, I don't know why this is happening. There's a reason why it's happening. And it's because that person has their own limiting beliefs, their own perception, whatever's going on with them. And you're not able to actually identify it. So you keep reacting to it. Every time you react to it emotionally, you feed into their unconscious cycles, which perpetuates it. Okay, so you need to understand how this works for you and how it works for other people in your reality too, because you can shift them and you have a degree of influence over them once you figure this out. Okay, have a great day.